don't think that camera's going to work.
I don't know.
I don't think so either.
Y'all seen any more of that Johnny Depp trial?
Oh, Johnny Depp trial. That's what we're talking about this week, right?
Nope.
Yeah. No. It's almost 8 o'clock, so if we can...
All right, it's not working. It's fine.
You got a hot date?
Hasn't been working.
Yeah.
Hasn't been working.
That's why he's wearing his Beer Daddy shirt.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Gotta wear the Beer Daddy shirt.
Well, you know,
Impress people with his beer.
Would you have you worn that on a date before?
In my old Kentucky home. Kentucky.
3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Kentucky Commons Radio Hour. I'm joined today by my co-hosts David Satterley, John Renane. We have two special guests today, and I am your current host of the day, back in Kentucky, the real Michael Moeller. Guys, thanks for having me back. I heard there was a fiasco.
Didn't realize that guy last week was not you. That was really
that was nuts. But before we get to our special guests, David, can you talk to us a little bit about our Patreon?
Well, if you subscribe to our Patreon, you will know that we did have an imposter Michael Moeller last week.
I think everybody probably picked up on that.
But you might not know.
You have proof.
The imposter Michael Moeller was slightly as handsome, but also total douche. But now we have the real Michael Moeller back, so
much less douchey.
Yeah, I'm back, and it's good to be back. That was a fun little trip. Can talk about that another time.
Arkansas.
But let's introduce our guests since they are speaking up prematurely.
My bad.
So we're joined today by Lizz Hovey, the Taproom Manager and Alex's lackey at Akasha. And who is Alex, you're wondering? Well, Alex Ghinn is the head brewer and scrub daddy at Akasha.
Scrub daddy.
And just so you're aware, folks at home, those are the titles I was officially given from Akasha.
Yeah.
Hey, people always ask, how do you make good beer? Cleaning. Keeping your yeast happy.
Honestly, that was the short list. I did ask Alex if she wanted the list to be longer. So we actually, for your guys' benefit, went...
What were other names on that list?
I feel like there's a Game of Thrones
Yeah, it was
thing.
Queen of Kegs. I mean...
Yeah, definitely. Queen of Kegs, Queen of Mopping, Queen of Tank Cleaning.
And Plant Mommy.
Mm-hmm.
Plant Mommy.
Yeah.
That's
Plant
it.
Mommy.
Yeah.
That is a weird
Plant
name.
Mommy.
It's kind of like Beer Daddy, Plant Mommy.
Plant
It makes
Mommy.
sense. Yeah.
sanitizer of suds.
Sanitizer.
Why would you
suds.
sanitize suds?
First of her name.
Yeah,
That's correct.
it is. Definitely. So I'm really happy that now as John Renane has walked away to turn off some fans, maybe you can hear the podcast a little bit better. Who knows?
Probably not.
This is going to be one of the last weeks that we have this current audio issue. So I think
New
we're
setup, baby.
going to be upgrading soon.
Thanks to everybody on our Patreon.
So
New stools, too. Liz was
Yeah.
squeaky squeaking. I got my eye on some Harbor Freight stuff, baby. It's on the way. It's on the way as we speak.
here we go.
Harbor Freight's down the road.
Well, yeah, but they didn't have the blue versions. I
Blue
wanted
was
the blue
important.
stools.
Color.
Yeah, color matters.
Yeah, color matters.
So for those of you that aren't aware, Akasha is based here out of Louisville. They've been open since 2014?
15?
2015.
We rented the building in 14 and had to start construction, and then we opened in 15.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I see, before we get into the history of that, I see that you brought a couple beers for us to try. So what Akasha beers do we want to crack open first?
So the two that we brought were the Blueberry Chiffon, which the Chiffon series is kind of a Akasha standard. So one of the most popular ones is probably the Raspberry. We do distribute that one. And then right now we have the Blueberry. We have a Tangerine, a Tropical, and a Mixed Berry. And then the other one we brought is a Mexican lager that we actually brewed this with Shippingport.
Oh, nice.
And this, we split it up, and so we did a spicy version. And so we have the spicy version and the regular version, and they have the spicy version on tap.
Ooh. Hell yeah.
I was there recently and I saw it, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Just brought the regular version, though, for you.
Regular
I've
roll.
talked on the podcast before about my love of micheladas. If you've never done a little spicy pepper cerveza, a little bit of Zing Zang or Clamato or your favorite Bloody Mary mixer, that's the ultimate summer beverage.
And the chiffon, it's a kettle sour, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What all's in here? Obviously blueberries.
Blueberry, that is correct.
You can see it.
It's super blueberry.
Yeah.
There is blueberry.
Vanilla and lemon.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
And lactose. There
And
is
lactose.
lactose in it.
There is lactose.
So,
in it.
like, for those of you not on our Patreon, the color pours, it's like a beautiful,
Blueberry.
like, violet blueberry. Yeah, you can tell, too, that it's like a clear beer because it's a little teeny clear on the top. And then as you look through the more
I haven't
Wide.
had that in a while.
part
I don't drink
to
more beers
increase
anymore.
the opacity of the sample, it gets nice and dark, but you can tell that's, like, natural stuff. It smells like an Akasha sour. Nice, light, tart acidity. You said it was kettle soured.
Mhm.
There's good tartness like on the nose of it.
And then the blueberry balances that out too. Fruity, fresh, kind of like that. I always associate blueberries with a little bit of like vininess. It's like just that fresh
Yeah, it's-
picked kind of like,
I can see that.
That's
Yeah.
pretty refreshing.
It is.
yeah, it's delightful.
It is.
I was-
It's not super overwhelming.
No,
I feel
very
like
clean.
some kettled like chiffon or like not chiffons, but just like lactose sours can be really overpowering to where you can't feel like you can only drink like a 4 ounce.
Yeah.
But you could. I feel like you could definitely get through a 12 ounce of this pretty easy.
It's been a. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
It's been a minute since I've had the. It's been a minute since I've had the Chiffon, any of the Chiffon series, and I don't know. In my head, I was thinking this would be a thicker beer, but it's really
Very light.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very light, very crisp.
Chiffon. Is that a type of...
Pie.
Pie.
Okay.
Type
I was
of
going to say
pie.
carpet.
No.
Yes, blueberry carpet beer.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Mhm.
All right.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
get a lot of carpet on this one.
Hey.
Maybe next time.
So
Try to increase the carpet.
Yeah, more rug burn, please.
Yes. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Noted.
So that
Noted.
makes that... Never mind. The question has answered itself. It's like a nice light blueberry pie.
it's blueberry pie.
Yeah.
Would you
And
have
you guys do all sorts of different variants.
Yeah.
any interest in putting some like whipped cream on this thing or?
No.
Probably not.
What about sour cream?
I would rather not.
Sour cream. Yeah.
Okay.
That's like a sour cream drizzle.
Like a collab with guacamole, like across the street.
We could add some
Yeah.
crema on top
Yeah,
of
there
it.
you
and
go.
stuff.
That'd be
Yeah.
that'd be good.
Instead of a lime wedge, like a avocado
Mhm.
wedge.
An
Avocado.
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 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a little browned avocado.
Free shavacado.
That would be quite a
Are these
vodka
words?
tip.
A little,
Okay,
a little
anyway.
oxidized avocado.
This concludes the pun section of our podcast.
Well, as we continue to drink through this lovely blueberry chiffon, why don't we also just talk a little bit about Akasha? So we're in the Nulu neighborhood in Louisville. It is at this point a very popular part of the city. A lot of growth and development, but that wasn't always the case. I would say in 2015, I mean, you were the first brewery there
Yeah.
on that street.
Yeah.
I mean, really, all there else was to do was to go to Louisville Beer Store and that Mayan Cafe, Royals, I think, but there weren't many.
Just
operators.
barely,
Just
not
it,
even,
yeah.
right? Yeah,
I
like
think
that was
Feast
all.
Feast has still been there. They've been there, I think, as long as we have, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, Feast Barbecue.
I
Yeah,
think Feast Barbecue's been as long. Well,
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
And Signorama, obviously,
Yes.
for all your signage needs.
so
Yeah.
7 years later, I guess. What's your thoughts on the Nulu growth? I mean, I know that you two weren't there in 2015, but you're familiar with the area enough. So any.
I mean, it definitely has changed, just especially in the last 2 years, even since COVID started.
Yeah.
There's been so much growth. I mean, we've got a massive restaurant that just opened up in front of us, Guacamole. They purposefully moved from a different part of town to Nulu to think that they were going to be more successful, and they have been. They're insanely busy all the
Yeah.
time. And then you've got, West 6 Nulu that just opened up down
Yeah.
the way. And then just that whole marketplace just in general has drastically changed. So I think a lot more people, as far as tourists, I feel like majority of our clientele is a lot of just people out of town. I think that if you talk, like as a bartender, also, if you talk to our customer base and ask if they've ever been there before, majority of the time it's no, we're out of towners.
Yeah.
So we get a lot of tourists and things like that because we're just super walkable from all of those hotels and stuff, which is really beneficial for us.
I'll make an Akasha analogy, and you can tell me if you agree or disagree.
Okay.
And you guys can too. But if you go to Asheville, North Carolina, I don't know if you guys
Mhm.
have ever heard of that town or whatever. They have some breweries
It's a
and
little
shit.
familiar.
Yeah.
It's
You
kinda
kind of go
underground.
to the popular
Well,
places. Maybe you come there to go to Wicked Weed. Maybe you come there to go to...
Burial.
Yeah, well, I was going to say,
Oh.
but back when I don't know how old you guys are, but I'm in my mid-50s at this point. Yeah, baby boomer. I'm not that old, but you can tell. Burial used to be like the kind of place you would go that was kind of close to all of like the hyped up places with like big budgets and like all that stuff, but you were going to get super solid beer. Akasha kind of feels like that to me a little bit downtown. Like you can go to the big places. You're in proximity from Fall City. You're in proximity from Against the Grain. You're in proximity from, I mean, even now, a Nashville brewery, Howwire,
Yeah.
like Gravely. But then Akasha is kind of the little spot where you can go, and you guys make great beer, but oftentimes it kind of feels like the little secret spot that's kind of more focused on making good stuff rather than having
Well, I think
good AB InBev buyout.
yeah, I mean, but just
Stuff.
from when Akasha started, they Nulu wasn't a thing when Akasha
No,
started,
not
No.
right?
Mhm.
So nobody understood what that development of that part of the city was going to be, and you have these people that where you're like, hey, beer's gonna work,
Yeah.
beer's gonna work, and it has. So I think that's cool. And then seeing you all kind of pave the way for like Fall City moving down into
Mhm.
that Phoenix Hill
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Yeah, y'all were there
Yeah.
way before that.
Yeah, and then well, I think Goodwood might have been
Goodwood was still there.
Goodwood,
around the corner.
But
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
down.
They're a little
It's a
mosey.
block.
Yeah.
Mosey
Blocks.
away.
But yeah. But, you know, it says a lot that you all were there first and then other businesses saw that area as attractive.
Yeah. You know, my conspiracy theory is John likes to say on that. Is that
All right.
Rick-
Bring it on.
Rick would always go into a Louisville beer store, and I'm sure he just like saw that property was available
Yeah.
one day. He was like, you know what, that sounds like a good place for a brewery, and I get to come back to Louisville beer store whenever I want.
Well, let's just spill some
There's
beans
that.
on Rick for a second, because
we've met him. So
Rick
who
is
who
the
who is Rick?
founder. Yeah,
Yeah, Rick is the co-owner. There is another owner. His name is Jerry, but Rick is more of the face of it. He was a home brewer and decided to kind of open this up as a hobby. He is literally an angel sent from heaven. If anybody has ever met him, I don't think anybody has a singular thing bad to say about him. But he, I believe, started out.
we'll be fine.
Is it a bomb?
It's just the apocalypse.
Okay, no big deal. He started out brewing.
Would you like to play a game?
Oh god.
I think it's turned off now. I think that was it saying goodbye. Sorry, guys.
I'm also
Anyway.
turned off.
So yeah.
So Rick. No, Rick is great. He's a wonderful owner. I love him. He is still pretty, I feel like, involved in the brewing, kind of,
Yeah.
sort of. Yeah. He's there if we have questions. Rick is very humble. He's a very sweet man. He trusts me and Alex quite a bit. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. He's kind of just like, you know, go do you. Like, do you for the most part, which is really helpful. But a lot of pressure also on both her and I. But he gives us the flexibility to kind of be flexible with all of that. He does have a couple of he's more of a old school beer drinker. He likes the classics.
Yeah.
So we do have a pretty healthy mix of classics and other different things that are more like exciting, I guess, for those thrill-seeking beer drinkers, like our sours and things, because we kind of turn them into something pretty wild sometimes.
Yeah.
But Rick likes the classics.
So Rick was pretty integral in getting Alex into beer.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Tell us that story.
So I started working at Akasha at the end of 2020. And I wanted to work there because I wanted to get into brewing and like learn about brewing and whatnot. So he kind of got me back there a little bit and was like kind of teaching me things, having me like help brew days and like cleaning and whatnot. So that was my first step into the brewing world, I
That's
guess.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's where you're in the title Scrub Daddy.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm,
That was
mhm.
an original given to her many moons ago. Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
not a story unique, to you either. Like, that's something that we could say to Rick is like, he will kind of get people to come in and try to work for him.
Yeah.
Like, basically in the best possible way.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
true.
Rick
Teaches
has
you the
gotten a lot
ropes.
of people started on their, like a lot of people that are brewers or assistant brewers or whatever in Louisville started at Akasha.
So, home brewer first or not home brewer first?
Me?
Yeah.
Not home brewer.
Nice. So you just kind of went with
Yeah.
it and go ahead. Yeah.
Straight to pro.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Straight to pro, yeah.
So you have a pilot system there that you can like mess around on.
Yeah.
But would you ever like just brew at home for the hell of it? Be like, yeah, let me get some.
Like currently right now.
Yeah.
Like, why? If
Like-
you have a pilot system.
Well, I know, but that's the question. Just like, yeah,
Sure.
it's a little bit more convenient. I can just like, I don't have to go into Nulu today
Yeah.
to do this. Like, would you ever just mess around on a homebrew scale just for?
If I had one. Yes.
Okay.
I thought she was going to say if I had to, which is kind of how we all
No,
feel
no, no.
in the
If I had-
homebrewer world.
Yeah, I would actually probably really like that a lot because then I could
I want that.
experiment on an even smaller scale in the comfort of my own home, wearing my,
Have this?
rainbow slippers and shorts do the like classic homebrew thing, and then be able to figure out, putting it up on like a bigger scale.
Yeah.
So that I don't have to waste as much doing like a 1 barrel thing.
Well, that's the story of Rick. Rick, I've known Rick for quite a while. Back at like when I first got into this whole mess of an industry, I was working at a place called My Old Kentucky Homebrew over on Baxter Avenue, and before that on Story Avenue. Rick has just been a home brewer in the community for like, I'm not going to make him sound old, so I'll say years instead of decades.
You know what else I really like about him?
Yeah.
He doesn't talk about nearly enough. He builds guitars.
Yeah, dude. Rick is like
Like-
a man of many talents.
Like
Did you know he has a Tesla?
Yeah,
He does have a Tesla.
He does have a Tesla. He'll let you know.
He will.
Is that thing operational now?
Yes.
Yes,
Good.
it is.
Good.
Back
But
in
he would come to beer events. He would bring his stuff out. He'd do brew demos. He would do brew at the zoo. And then like one day he kind of came in, was talking to my former boss, Paul, and was like, I think I'm going to start a brewery. Like Country Boys selling off all their old, what do they call those open fermenter tanks?
The
No.
dairy
The
tank.
dairy tanks.
Yeah, the dairy tanks
Yeah.
or whatever.
Those are still in Akasha.
Yeah.
I was going to
In case
say, like, those set mile Kentucky
That- that
homebrewers for
place.
years.
So just speaking from using having to used to work there,
Yeah.
nothing has changed.
Yeah.
Hey.
No. But what
Only
I
the
mean
best
by that,
parts.
what I
The
mean by
people.
that is that like, yeah, the dairy tanks are still there.
Yes.
They were moved into there on day one. And they just haven't really left since.
Yeah.
Now they're just a storage. Alex been thinking about just murdering people and then putting them in the tanks and with acid baths.
We didn't talk about that.
Me and Alex did.
No, we did. But
We did.
Off the record, we didn't talk about that.
No.
We actually talked more about using it as a garden space,
Yeah, totally
like
down
a
with that.
greenhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whoa.
To
To
grow
some herbs.
tomatoes,
Yes,
like
tomatoes.
for sure.
different things and then that way it's very like extremely farm to table.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally.
exactly.
Like
Would you
it's
grow-
more local than going to like a local farm because it is our farm.
Yeah.
So
Would you grow dill on that farm?
Hell yeah.
dill, perhaps.
Dude, dill is great.
Perhaps.
Dill?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Well, so one of the things that we just cracked open during this podcast is a special beer from Urban Artifact in Cincinnati.
Yeah, we might have a lot of weird
And-
beers to try in this episode.
And Liz
This is incredible.
Is it good?
Liz is
I-
the pickle queen here.
I am
so.
a slut for pickles.
Oh, that's why you're making dill.
Gosh, I'm a slut for pickles. I actually today went to Sonic because they have pickle fries.
Fuck yeah.
And I ate them and they're so fucking good.
Wait, like I'm sorry to interrupt, but like
No.
fries made out
Fried
of pickles,
pickles, dude.
No, they're like pickle, they're
they're
like
fried
cut
pickles.
like French
Yeah.
fries,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then they deep fry them, and then
Like fried pickles?
fried
Yeah.
pickles, but like they're shaped like French fries.
All right, let me get a little bit of that pickle.
Like
Yes.
have you ever been to Tavern on 4th Street?
Yes,
Yes,
those are
so
good.
good.
Those are good.
Frickles?
Yeah, the frickles.
Friggle,
Yeah.
Friggle spears.
So yeah, this is
Very light dill smell. Thank you,
Incredible.
David.
Yeah.
A little bit of maybe
Dave-
cardamom kind of balancing it out
David,
there.
yeah, tell us about this beer that you brought us.
Is he gonna explain the can?
I am also a dill pickle slut. Yeah, I love
Mm.
this shit, dude.
Okay, well, I'm
It
not.
sounds- it's so good.
No, dude, I am. I
I
love
am.
this.
I love pickles, and I haven't had this in a while. Usually, it's a Christmas beer. So
It is.
Well, I wonder why they chose a pickle beer to be a Christmas beer.
It's what you leave.
There's
out
a
for
German.
Santa
There's a German
when-
tradition where
Pickles.
German people. Oh, you were going to explain it. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here-
Let it rip.
I thought you were doing trivia.
It's traditionally what you leave out for Santa when he.
A pickle?
Yeah.
I just
Milk
said
and
that.
cookies or pickles.
Okay.
Pickles
German
and
people
milk.
like hang
Milk.
pickles in their Christmas trees for Santa because it fights off scurvy, and he probably does not get a lot of like vitamin D at the North Pole.
Yeah. Honestly, I just came
What about,
into
like,
a
an
bunch of
orange?
really weird
That
beers
would work,
from Urban Artifact, and you guys like weird shit. So,
We do. We did make a pickle goza, and it was incredible.
It was delightful.
It
So I
was
brought
so
a lot of
good.
weird shit for it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
You know, I'm just gonna go ahead and make some commentary about this beer.
Please.
It's more bread and butter pickle to me than dill.
It is.
Yeah.
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 I
Get
wish
your
it
shit,
was.
get your shit together, Urban Artifact.
I
Yeah.
think they make a spicy version.
I
Ooh, that would be
fucking
good.
hope so.
They 100% do.
Yeah, that's what I thought I've had. I think I've had the spicy one, but not this one.
Not to be
We're
dramatic.
gonna
but-
do a spicy pickle one.
Hell yeah.
Just say
So
all
you are
listeners
Alex.
aware.
Alex, you're somewhat new to your role as head brewer there at Akasha.
I am.
What goals do you have for the breweries? Short term, 2022.
So I think some short term goals right now would be to kind of get Akasha caught up, I guess, Like there's been like a very ebb and flow with brewers and like beers coming out. And so I think I would like my goal right now is to get everything sort of laid out, like have all of our flagships, have like regular variants coming out, like each week having a Goza variant, and then, you know, just like making sure we got all of our standards, I guess, out there. And then some more long-term goals would be to definitely have like more of my own stuff.
Oh yeah.
And like I've already been able to put some of my own stuff out, which has been cool. But to also maybe do like have like my own things as part of the like flagship beers up there, you know, to be like I am the head brewer, but I also actually made the recipe for these ones. I'm not just like following.
Yeah.
And that's
stuff
what
that
any
Rick
like
wants.
business that's gonna that's what it takes to keep
Yeah.
things going forward. Like you have to kind of
You have to be innovative.
not only usher in, but like welcome the new energy and the new voices
Yeah.
and the new creativity,
Yeah.
and because you're going to think of stuff that nobody's ever thought of before.
Yeah.
We all think that as homebrewers, and then you
Yeah.
do some googling, and you're like, fuck, somebody else made a
Like,
pickle
what do
beer.
you mean someone made a West Coast IPA?
Yeah.
Damn it.
But nobody's ever done it exactly
Come
like
on.
you
Yeah.
will do it, and then you get to kind of do it and tweak it and
Exactly,
refine
yeah.
it and make house beers
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
won't be able to get
God damn.
literally anywhere
I
else.
have a
Yeah,
bunch of
I
them.
would really like to do some more. So whenever I was working, I came from Third Turn, and Third Turn, I was there for about 11 months or so working with Mike. And
Shout out
that shout out to Mike. Thank you, Mike. But so I learned a whole lot there, which has helped with me coming back to Akasha and like, you know, being able to take on things without having to be like, Rick, how do I do this? Rick, what's this? You know, like that whole sort of thing. So that he's been great. But whenever I was there, we went to this beer, like craft beer convention or
Yeah.
whatever. And I learned so much about just like random stuff that I never would have thought to like really put that much thought in. Like water.
Yeah.
Water's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
Water is
Like I
important.
knew that, but like the like level that they
Well,
went
the
into
nuance,
it was
yeah.
like
And it's not complicated. You just kind of have to get that opportunity
Yeah.
to start thinking about it
Yeah.
as a variable.
yeah. So
And-
I would love to go to more of those too, being at Akasha, because I learned so much that changed my perspective on how to brew different styles and like what, you know, changes to make, tweaks and whatever. And like I learned about with sours, apparently it's like this thing and it's like a cool ship.
Yeah.
They just
I think that was the word I was looking for with the open fermenters,
Yes, yes.
like the dairy tanks.
yeah, but it's like
Thank you.
they're like out, like most of the time, like they're outside and they just like let the wild stuff
Yep.
in the air, or they'll have it in like basically like a bathhouse and just have all the windows open and
Yeah.
crazy.
That's the whole Cantillon thing. I mean,
Yeah.
you go to
Yeah.
Belgium and
So gross.
you just go into this
Kinda
attic.
gross.
You go into this
Give me a
attic and it's just
sour.
like covered in dust and cobwebs and the open in the
I love
open.
cobwebs.
Well, yeah.
What is the dude's name? Jean-Paul
I'm
the
get it
Cantillon
wrong
dude?
anyway, so.
Jean Van Roy.
Yeah, Jean Van Roy.
Close enough.
Yeah,
Same
it's like
way,
you see spider webs down in the cellar, and you're like, spiders. He's like, you see spiders, you see no fruit fly.
Yeah.
Like we don't have any flies
Is that-
getting in here. The spiders cleanup crew.
Are we doing accent bits
Yes,
now?
we are
Because
doing
I-
cultural appropriation.
No,
This is, yes.
no. I'm big into character play, so like.
Hey, my last name is
Yeah.
Ronaine, and we have a big like
Way more
Bordeaux
common.
French origin. Yeah.
So you are like you said, you do want to be innovative and everything. That being said, Akasha is also home to a very classic beer brand called Fairs.
Oh, hell
That
yeah.
is true.
Fairs pre-prohibition
That
was
is-
one of the bigger
Mhm.
beer brands in the country.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Again, pre-prohibition, and it's been brought back. Another individual named Jeff Faithy.
Woo woo.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Oh,
Jeff.
we love him.
He's literally, I
Great
would say the man, but he's the dude.
He's the
He-
dude.
well, he is the dude.
He is
Like-
the dude. Yeah.
The
He
The
is.
dude worships the Big Lebowski.
He
Yeah.
does. He's good people. Very
He's
good
very
people.
good.
He is great, but he has since, I guess, for lack of a better word, like let Akasha brew the brand, and I think you two just brewed it for the first time together, right?
Yep. Do you want to take? Do you want to talk about it?
Sure.
Okay. I'll let her.
Sounds like a traumatic experience.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't a traumatic
It
experience.
was an invitation to conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, so we brewed it probably about 6 weeks ago or so now.
Yes. Ironically, on Frank Fair's birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
We did.
Not
brew-
ironically.
Well, unironically.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so we did that on Frank Fair's birthday, which was pretty cool. number one. But also, as far as we are aware, we're the first women to brew affairs. The XO.
And to be clear,
I can't contradict that.
And to be clear, the beer has existed for over 120 years.
Yeah.
And we'll shout out Jeff too, because and maybe we'll also shout out like Conrad and like Leah, all those other, and Kevin Gibson and Roger Baylor, all those other kind of like Louisville beer historian people. They did some research to, as much as you can, try to figure out exactly what that recipe was and kind of say, okay, with what we have available now, like how could we reconstruct what like an American Pilsner tasted like
back then?
100, 200, like, yeah, exactly. Like pre-prohibition, basically, like 100 and plus years ago. And who knows? Like nobody's alive to tell us if we're right or wrong, but it's super cool to carry that tradition forward. And just to give people a little bit of a window into the past, and it's a damn good beer.
Yeah, that's true.
It is a good ass beer.
It's a good lager. You know, very very tasty, and lagers are really in right now. I feel like.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, I think what Louisville needs is more lagers.
More lagers? Okay. All right,
yeah. So shout out to Jeff Fate's Kentucky Common too, because he also does the old Kentucky Common recipe from fairs, and that's a banger. It's very good.
He actually has about 6-ish recipes. I think Alex is getting ready to try and brew the pale version as well too.
Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna try and brew the pale. So for June 1st is Kentucky's birthday.
Day.
So we're gonna try and do a little something.
Happy birthday!
Happy B-Day!
Beautiful.
Happy early birthday! So we're gonna try and release the pale, bring the cheer Kentucky Common back, and we'll have the XL on, and then maybe a food truck, maybe some tunes by Jeff.
Jeff
yeah. He's also an amazing upright bass player.
Yeah, he is.
He's literally the coolest person, and he flies airplanes. Like he makes boats.
He builds airplanes.
He is a transportation king. He loves it. He has boats. He has airplanes. He drinks beer.
Wasn't he also running for constable?
He is doing that. Yes,
running for J-Town constable.
Yeah.
Okay,
he's a man of all dudes.
Many hats. Many hats he wears for sure.
He really does.
Super sweet man. There's a lot of stuff that we couldn't do without him. He helps us a lot, even though he doesn't have to. He's great.
It's great to have the support of the constable.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I mean,
this is like some Gangs of New York stuff. I'm like picturing in my head. He's like, he has kegs of Kentucky Common. He's also the constable. It's like, all right,
no corruption, no bribery here.
Yeah. Of course.
We did.
Sorry, Jeff. Sorry. Don't.
What is your all's take on the Louisville beer scene, though?
Just like in general?
Yeah. Where are we?
Where are we as a city when it comes to beer? And what are people drinking? What are people making that you're seeing? Like, where are we?
If this was a Disney movie, what Disney movie would it be? And where would we be in the plot?
Nope.
Aladdin.
Nope.
Okay, no, sorry.
Very beginning.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. I think it's kind of just about making good beer. I know that there's kind of like this like rift between people who make like your more classics, like beer that tastes like beer, and then your thrill seeker beer drinkers, people who really don't like beer, but you can put like all the freaking fruit you want in it and people are going to drink it. I am not a big sour drinker. Ironically, I can drink Argoza, and I think that's pretty much it as far as sours go, but it gives me like the worst heartburn I've ever had in my entire fucking life.
Same here.
I have been burping into my shoulder during this entire podcast just because I drank a little bit of our blueberry chiffon.
Still fly.
Still fly. But I don't know. I like the classics. I'm a big fan of it. I like breweries that can do a Pilsner good. I don't know. I always try, a lot of times if you ever go to breweries with me, I always get like a big pour of like a classic, like Pilsner, Kolsch, anything light, crushable. And then I always get like a 4 ounce, something that I don't think I'm going to like. Or not even think that I don't think I'm gonna like, just something that like I wouldn't order a full pour of.
Yeah.
I try and do that with sours just because we make a lot of sours. We did that yesterday. Actually, we went to a brewery and got 4, 5, 6. We got a lot of 4 ounce pours. I inadvertently got drunk at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon for
with
science.
Some Tums.
For science, I know. I need to get like the candy necklace, but just Tums, so I can just like keep taking hits of them while I'm
on our
sours.
Patreon. Louisville Trail merch coming soon.
I'm old. I don't know.
I read the right here.
There are a lot of breweries these days. I mean, I feel like just the brewery scene in the past, like since COVID, 2 years, has just grown astronomically.
The city has opened 10 tap rooms since the beginning of 2020.
Yeah, so there's a lot of places to go. Lot of places to go.
Mhm.
And it kind of sucks because part of me feels like, you know, shit's starting to get like watered down. Like people are so spread thin that the beer scene is kind of like, I don't know. I know
what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
To your point, you started off initially just saying like,
I
I
like
go
breweries.
where it's good.
I go where it's good. Yeah. I
and
go
that-
where it's good.
That makes total sense. Because
But then also it sucks because I work at a brewery all day. I drink craft beer. Like sometimes I just want to like
Yes.
turn my mind
You-
off
yeah,
and I want to go to a shitty
Oh.
bar.
Two
And-
okay, sorry.
I want to go to a shitty bar and just drink a Miller High Life and turn my brain off and just like not think about craft beer anymore. I mean, I don't like literally when I feel like we go to breweries, we do it like literally, quite literally for science. We're just like tasting things and our brain has to be on and we try things and figure out what we like, what we don't like. I don't know. But I also just like going to really shitty bars and just drinking really shitty beer.
Is the new hotness in the craft beer scene making people feel welcome and making people feel like the beer, I don't think the beer matters that much.
beer 100% matters.
The beer matters.
Not to everybody, but it doesn't necessarily dictate how you're going to feel about the place when you leave.
No, it doesn't.
No,
Like-
it doesn't.
What's the old saying? Like, your customers might not remember what you say, but they'll always remember how you made them feel.
Right. It's a 3-prong approach the way I look at things. Like either your staff has to be good, your beer has to be good, or your atmosphere has to be good.
Or cheap.
Or-
That's the fourth prong.
or it has to be cheap. If I leave and one of those things is the case, then like I've probably had a good time. Was it like a great time and I'm gonna go back there every single time I want a beer? Maybe not. But like if I go somewhere and it's bad service, bad beer, and not just a fun environment, I might not go.
Yeah.
But like if you have at least one good beer, then I can like say, hey, they had a good saison, and I'm gonna go back there for that saison.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I also think, just going back to what Lee from Scout and Scholar said on a few episodes ago, it's the idea
Who's
of
that?
head brewer Lee. Yeah, you know him. Yeah, I think we're in a group chat.
Well, I think they were in
We are in a group
Elizabethtown. Elizabethtown's new brewery.
no.
Oh,
New-
Bardstown,
that's a joke,
yeah.
oh yeah.
But as he was saying something really interesting, it's like brew what you want and brew what you're good at too. You don't necessarily have to do everything. Maybe it's like a field of dreams mentality. Like if you build it, they will come.
Sure.
Like if you become known as the Saison Brewery in Louisville, then eventually, not right away, you'll have people coming in and like, hey, yeah, that's the place for the Saison.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think that's kind of silly though to kind of just, I mean, I think there's a place and a time for breweries that do one thing very well, but I think it's also like,
Is it pandering?
yeah, like to like hit it all.
So
So we're not there yet. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
That's the status of
I
Louisville
guess.
beers. We're not
Hit it
there yet.
Because there are some places where like, oh, their sours are so good, but their lagers are trash. Or like they're like they can do like a really good classic pilsner really good, but like I don't know, their browns are garbage. I don't know.
your
Like,
RPAs, yeah.
Yeah.
Generally, my
We
answer
have-
to that question is just, what do you want?
Yeah.
Then they're like, where should I go? I'm like, what do you want?
Yeah. It depends on
Yeah.
what you want or what you like. And that's kind of the things that sucks about beers. You could have like what I think is good is definitely not what everybody else think is good. Objectively.
You like that pickle beer, so
I fucking
Hey, that
love
pickle beer
pickle
bangs,
beer.
dude.
It does. It's
Yeah.
so fucking good. What is that? What is it that you just
well, I would like you all
Oh,
to
okay.
try it and just
So no context tasting notes.
yeah,
All right.
just fetch.
We have a new little sample pour from David Satterley
Yeah.
here. It
Oh.
smells light and tart.
Oh, what the hell?
I smell tropical.
that's a hot.
Is it spicy?
Hot.
Oh wait, I love this.
What is that?
I don't know what this is, but I love this.
Is
It's
that
very
habanero?
hot.
Lime.
So
Right.
apologies in advance for
What?
an artifact. This is out of your experimental series, so take that if you will. All opinions are not representative of Kentucky Commons Radio Hour as a whole, but we will be talking about this.
I'm not mad at that. What is it?
Is it habanero?
It's got some kind of a little like it's not habanero spicy. It's like
It tastes like a Sonic slushie with a bunch of jalapenos.
yeah, I get jalapeno
It's not hot.
spice.
It's a hot way hotter
Way
than
hotter?
a jalapeno. That is not a jalapeno. I know my jalapenos. No fucking way it's a
All right,
So-
David,
do you
spill the beans.
okay, so we got the peppers identified. What else do you think is in it?
Hops,
Lactose.
barley.
No, I think you said it.
Lime.
Okay. So this is, again, out of Urban Artifacts.
Does it have a name?
Yes, John, it
No.
does have a name. I was
It's
just getting to
nameless.
that.
Tell us the name.
Experimental batch
working on
1.
Ooh.
It's out of their experimental series. This
Fun.
is a spicy key lime.
Spicy key lime.
And if you're wondering why your tongue is numb, it's because it's made with key limes, salt, Carolina Reaper, habanero, and ghost peppers.
Yeah, she's hot. She's a hot bitch.
So,
This is very hot.
It's not. After naming the
not
peppers
bad.
that are in it, I would have expected it to be way hotter.
I'm drinking ounce
Yeah, I
of this,
agree.
and my
Yeah.
throat hurts.
like,
for my
It-
sister in guttural distress.
Yeah,
God bless us, everyone.
I actually really like ghost peppers. I don't like jalapenos. That's why I knew this was jalapeno. There was jalapeno in there.
No, there's not. It's
There's habaneros.
Habanero.
Okay.
I love jalapenos. I hate habaneros.
Reaper, habanero, ghost pepper.
Reaper's the hottest.
Alex, what are your thoughts
Ghost
on that?
peppers are the hottest.
That's tough. Like, it's like the key lime is
It's
really
there,
good.
but then it gets taken over.
I
I can
think
barely
that,
taste anything else but hot.
I honestly think that like I get like you don't smell the like hot. Like it smells like key lime, I guess. Like I thought
Yeah.
it was just like lime. I was like, oh, it's gonna be light and crispy.
Mhm.
Wrong.
That's what I thought
Wrong.
too, and I was like, I took a big old.
Me, I did
Yeah.
the same, yeah.
But like having the smell with
Hot.
the lime plus like the initial strong lime,
Fucking like it.
like I feel like it almost balances. Like I don't think that it's like I think that it's more overpowering in a like personal bias
Mhm.
type of like what I feel about spice.
Mhm.
But I think that like objectively, I guess, like I do think that like the fruit and the spice is balanced.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
And
but it is-
I'll say from like a kind of middle of the like
an esophagus
autumn or
burn.
like the
It is.
spring
It is.
season high pond count. I just drank some of this.
I love
This
this.
is the best I've been able to breathe all day.
Yeah.
Like, my
It's an
sinuses are open.
Yeah,
So-
it's an esophagus burn.
And now I can
for
smell
sure.
you guys. So.
Now that I'm like accustomed to it, like it's kind of like when you first take a sip of like a rye or something. Like you gotta get your
Oh,
tongue
yeah.
acclimated to it
Yeah,
first.
gotta get your brain
After
right.
you get that done, I mean, once you start sipping it, it's quite tasty. And props to Urban Artifact. This is like the first unique beer I've had in a long time.
I should have
we have
premedicated with
three
a
more.
tongue.
We have
Yeah.
3 more
We have
unique
3
beers.
more.
Oh yeah.
I should have premedicated with a
Perfect.
time. I should have fucking known better.
Yeah, that's a spicy. So while we're doing some stuff over here with different beers, tell us about Roxy.
I
Roxy
can't
is-
even.
Roxy is going to be 14 on July 12th. So
There's
mark
a
your
there's a
calendars.
child in the brew. That's
Roxy,
Yes.
Roxy is like
She
a
is.
Louisville rock star.
She
Akasha's
is our
brewery cat.
thickums, our little thickums. We love her.
Roxy's a cat. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
Roxy's a cat.
Roxy is a large
That's the first
black
thing you need to
cat
know.
Large black
with
cat.
piercing green eyes. She does not have front claws because of where she came from.
She's a
That was not
working
our decision.
cat,
But
right?
yeah, she is a working cat from the Kentucky Humane Society Working Cat Program. Thank you, Kentucky Humane Society.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
They're ballers.
Cheers.
Yeah, she is great. She has been doing nothing but awesome work with Akasha since 2015.
Yep.
I wouldn't say she's been doing nothing but awesome work because oftentimes I come in and she's just laying on the couch.
You know, but that's what we
That's
need.
her
Like-
break time. That's
Yeah,
her
you're
break
right.
time.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
like,
You're right.
You're not
And she's
there
still
in the
sniffing.
early hours,
Yeah.
you know, where she's,
Getting to
pouncing
it.
on
Yeah.
things and keeping it clean and,
Yeah.
Getting to
holding
it.
down the fort for us.
She'd probably criticize me for sleeping 8 hours a night, honestly.
Well, you have to think she
Probably.
lives there, so
Yeah.
she does have some off days.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So sometimes if you see her, she might be off the clock.
Yeah, true.
So,
That's true.
Yeah.
You know, I've mentioned this before. I used to work there. I will just say, you know, back in
When you gag when you fed her?
2018, 2019. Yep. If I had to open up the wet
smell.
the wet cat food,
Oh, God.
I would gag every single time. Like,
Yeah.
I would like.
Not a big
I
wet
want
cat
to
food guy.
throw
He
up.
is not, no.
No, I don't think I could give her wet cat food.
We don't do. Why were we doing that?
I don't know. Ask Rick. I don't know. But
Spoil her.
however,
Is that why she's 15 fucking
No, no,
pounds?
so-
Yeah.
so that's my point. She used to be a lot thinner when I was working there.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
Big
but-
kitty.
She is hefty.
Yeah, she's thick, big thick. We do actually have a beer named after her, Fat Cat, PHAT.
Hell yeah.
Yep, that is her beer.
It's a dark chocolate espresso porter for those of you that do not know.
I don't know.
Black is Roxy.
Black is Roxy. Yep. She's good. Good. Love her. She's there for the bringing the serotonin. She makes great biscuits. Incredible. 10 out of 10. She might sneeze on you. You know.
She
Less
does that.
10 out of 10.
Less than that. She does have allergies. Grape
Does Louisville need like a working beer cats, working beer pets calendar?
Yes.
Can we do that?
We
wanna
that
work
would
on
be
that?
awesome.
Yeah,
That's something we've been talking about.
Yeah, we thought about that.
Way to announce that publicly, but yeah. I guess,
Well, it's just
now we have to
That's
do
an
it.
incredible
So,
good
Teaser.
idea. Yeah.
guess we
You
have
could
to do it
beat
now.
that out of the podcast.
Yeah, just this
Yeah,
entire thing,
yeah.
just like one long
Just-
bleeds
Yeah.
conversation.
We've been
Come
we've
on.
been thinking about getting her like a plaque for like employee of the month.
Oh,
yeah,
it's just gonna be every month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but every month. We're just
Yeah.
gonna fill. We have really tall ceilings. If you've never been into Akasha, very tall,
Very tall.
ceilings. We're just gonna start at the top and just keep letting them roll.
I love it.
Every
Every
Roxy,
month.
Roxy,
yeah,
Roxy.
only Roxy.
And Liz, so you're the taproom manager. We've gone over that, but you've also been traditionally working with pets of all kinds, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
Tell us about that and what that. like-
I worked as a veterinary nurse for 10 years, and I hated my life every single day. It was not good. It's a very awful job. It's really sad. I hated
Stressful.
it. It was stressful.
Pet.
Yep. I like the job as a whole. I just didn't like doing it anymore, and it just got really exhausting. I got into working at Akasha because, ironically, or not, I met Spencer and his wife at a party, and we met over that, and that's quite literally how I got a job at Akasha.
Spencer being the
Spencer,
former brewer there, and Kaylin being the former taproom manager. there.
Yes.
Spencer was on the podcast last week. He's from Atrium Brewing.
Atrium. Yes.
Atrium.
Atrium.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into that, is just by meeting them, and honestly, I don't think they really realized how much they impacted my life by
That's
kind of
awesome.
changing the course of just my literal entire life.
And you met them at a party.
I met them at a party.
So
yes.
kids, go to parties.
Go
more.
to parties.
Like, your life
Hey, dude,
might
you ain't
change.
lying.
Yeah, it was a birthday party, but it
Get
was,
off of Twinder and
Yes.
start hanging out with people in real.
Okay, boomer.
I'm not trying to get sued.
So,
Yeah,
so
what are you kids doing?
going back to Roxy now, is she your mascot, or is there a skeleton that's your mascot?
Definitely Roxy.
Yeah, Chad. His name is Chad.
And he's just a skeleton that hangs out in the tap room.
Yeah.
And he wears costumes.
He does. He adds a little bit of flair.
Yeah.
To kind of just.
Yeah, he really livens up the place,
He
doesn't he?
does. He does.
He's more arm candy.
Yeah, than anything. Yeah. His eyes do light up red. If you
Strong
have not
fish tank
seen
game too.
He does have a strong fish tank. I love him. I bought him during Halloween, and I only intended him to be there just for Halloween, and then I just couldn't do it. So now I just kept dressing him up for every holiday, and now I just let it roll. You know, he's become a thing, and I like him. He makes me happy. And
That's
I'm
how
all about
most good
that.
relationships start, in my experience at least. You
Yeah.
just get it for Halloween, you think it's gonna go away, but
It
then
doesn't.
here it
It
doesn't.
did not.
Yeah.
I bought it with my own. I bought it with my own
Listen,
money.
you millennials.
I love it. I'm all about doing what makes you happy, even if nobody else gets it, and it makes me happy, and I love it. And you know, Rick is a sweet angel. He likes him too. I don't think he did at first, but he's grown on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
What is Chad?
He's the skeleton that I keep in the tap room.
Oh,
I
okay.
renamed him.
David, come on. Catch up.
I thought we were just
Gotcha.
talking about
Yeah.
this, but like Rick likes him, I like him. It makes me happy.
He makes me happy. I move him around all the time, put him in, whatever I feel like it. He dresses up for holidays. Yeah, he's very festive.
Kind of bony.
Yeah, Roxy sits on his lap sometimes when he's on the couch. It's emotional support, honestly.
Yeah.
So keeping a taproom experience fresh and fun
Yeah.
is something you guys have really kind of taken the lead on, it seems to me.
With
You-
Funky, fresh, and
funky, yeah.
Yeah. What are the tips? Like, what do you kind of like? How? Because it's tough. People come into the shop and they say, "Oh, what's new?" And it's like, "All right, what's new?" How do you entertain people who come in looking for a fresh experience?
And is it your job to entertain?
I think they.
Yeah, I like that we both made the same noise.
I think they entertain by
I like that
serving
too.
unique, one-of-a-kind beers, which is what we have here from Urban Artifact.
Oh, you have passed these out.
yes.
What is that?
David,
What
let's talk about this beer.
Let's talk about it.
And then
It's
let's-
very jammy. I've all drank it. It's like raspberry
I
jammy,
haven't drank it.
raspberry
I haven't drank
blackberry
it yet.
jammy. Yeah, kind of like a Zinfandel,
What?
but sweet and thick.
Let's hear some ingredients, because I count 8 on this can.
raspberry,
So.
blueberry,
Lactose.
blackberry,
Ginger.
boysenberry,
Boysen.
Elderberry?
elderberry, mulberry.
Huckleberry?
Well, the good news is you all have named exactly one ingredient on this
Six,
list.
Sweet.
So,
All right.
so if
cool.
I'm just going to proceed with a litany, this is another one from Urban Artifacts Small Batch Series. This is the Blackberry Ginger Fizz, and it is part of their Midwest Fruit
All right,
Tart.
blackberry ginger. I think I said fizz at one point.
No, you said something else and it was gross, so we just kind of moved on.
We passed that.
So this beer, which I actually, my tongue is still a little numb from the last time.
My esophagus
But-
is really like just hot.
What?
It's like I took a shot of bourbon and it's warm.
It's a little crackles in your, it keeps spreading. This does contain blackberry, ginger, star anise, black peppercorn,
Got some
cinnamon,
pickle.
lime, honeysuckle, jasmine, juniper berry, clove,
That's
hibiscus, rosé, vanilla, and green cardamom.
Okay, chapter
Wow.
2.
So what I would just call this is leftovers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I was getting such a strong like red wine and then like raspberry kind of.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you're wrong at
But
all.
now that you said that, though, I'm starting
you
to
said that, I
understand
taste
where
all
the
these things.
flavors are falling in line.
It's a litany of ingredients.
What's going on here? Is this episode sponsored by Urban Artifact? Why are
For
we
sure.
doing all these?
It's also 9.2%.
We're doing show and tell.
Whoa!
It's Satterley's turn right now.
It doesn't taste
Okay.
like a 9.2.
I'm telling things.
Tastes like sugar. So
Yeah, that's really all it tastes like to me. And my mouth, like I'm still, all I can taste is hot.
Yeah, I
What?
just took another sip of the habanero ghost pepper, and it is affecting everything in my mouth right now. So I can't even taste like all these 8 ingredients.
No,
What is the difference between regular cardamom and green cardamom?
I could
Well,
not tell you.
Oh,
regular
okay.
cardamom is not green.
Okay.
Green cardamom.
we go.
Does it really affect
It's
the
green.
taste?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
It's just an extra adjective. They probably
Okay. Well, 'cause
We'll-
they needed,
we'll like the
needed
space.
more on the can.
Yeah.
They needed more
Yeah.
on the can. More,
Yeah.
more of
I'm
that.
gonna fill this space here. I was gifted this 4-pack, and basically the sentiment was good luck. So I
yeah.
figured you guys are pretty weird.
Well,
So
sure.
well,
Yeah, I do love weird beers.
I do too.
Weird.
yeah.
Well, these are all
Pickle.
weird. You know what though? I feel like this is a good transition into our show and tell segment.
Mm.
yeah.
And there's something
know,
on the
I-
table right now that I could probably use after having a couple of these
I already
beers,
took one.
and that's okay because I have some too.
Okay.
We've got Underberg.
Perfect.
We got Underberg on the table, and I need one after all these beers. So
How do you explain to normies what this even is?
Normies.
Wow, way to be inclusive, John.
I'm the normie. I like it, but I don't get it. Please
So-
explain it to me.
That's because you're just not cool enough.
Just so you just
That's how you explain
for,
it.
for context, Akasha I consider like one of the. There are a couple maybe, but it's one of the de facto
You should probably make sure that the camera's
Just
still
so that
recording.
Underberg
yeah.
breweries.
Yeah, this is intense show and tell, honestly.
So is it an aperitif or a digestif?
Technically, it's a digestive.
And what's the difference?
What does any of that
What
mean?
is the difference?
Digestive.
It's for after.
Yeah,
Aperitif is like to
it's before.
Prime.
It's to
Pre,
prime.
yes, pre.
So no, you tell us about Underberg.
No, I was gonna let you let it rip.
Oh well, it's
You're
it's
the
a,
host.
well, it's an aperitif. I mean digestif.
it's a digestive, barrel aged in Slovakian oak. It's a German product. You keep the caps.
Yeah, you gotta
for
keep the
prizes and Coke
Oh.
rewards and prize
I
points.
owe these
If
to you.
we when we get to 10 more subscribers on our Patreon, we'll release a video of Michael Muller getting a giant bag of Underberg swag.
Oh
With
yeah.
all three of us,
Did you send yours
more
in?
than 3 or 4 sheets to the wind from a few
That was,
years ago.
That was like 3
Yeah.
years ago or
Yeah.
something. Not 4.
I still have it, baby.
Yeah. But anyway, it's good for after a big meal, after too many beers. It kind of like settles the stomach. If you like licorice and clove, it's exactly what this tastes like. You can
Like a
buy it on
ferment
Amazon.
shop.
Like you
You
don't.
can.
It's not technically alcohol.
No, it's
Well,
yeah,
it's a food product
it
according to the
is-
FDA.
It is a food
It's like
product.
bitters.
It's like NyQuil.
Like you can buy
Yes.
bitters without
However,
having an ID.
It
Yeah.
is technically 44% alcohol by
That's what I was
volume.
gonna say.
But, like, you're
it's a
not-
shot.
Yes.
But you're not drinking
tastes
enough
like-
to get like.
Unless you're me, then you do.
I had a rule, and I would never do like more than 4 in like a shift.
Don't
at a
worry,
Akasha.
you're
Yeah, 12 is the most I've ever done.
In a day.
Yes.
12 is a lot. That's 1 per hour.
Yeah, I did not feel good.
Like if you're awake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
I did not.
intended
But how was
was
your
this
digestion?
incredible.
So-
Incredible.
how do you drink an Underberg from the bottle? What strategy do you have? Because people have different things.
I'm not a bitch, so I don't put it in a glass.
Oof,
I just
same.
slam.
I'm not a bitch either, guys.
You just put it at the right angle and just let it all slam in your mouth.
Just
Just
right angle.
right in the open your gullet. Just let it-
like if you line the Underberg label is
It's telling you what to do.
slanted.
Yeah,
it's
it's
at
at
the
the
You
it's
line
literally-
it
Oh, okay.
with your
Get that 45.
You know, I've
to go
never-
mouth.
Never thought
Match
about
it
that
with the
before,
horizon.
Alex. Thank you. I have a different. So I do that too, but instead of going like I let it pull underneath my tongue first.
You psychopath.
That
Wow.
is yes.
Like and then
Also how I do it.
What?
Yeah, I knew
I
you
do hold
did.
it in
You
my mouth
psychopath.
before I swallow it.
oh, absolutely, and then you just take it all at once after.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's what I do.
so cheers, guys.
I don't hold it under my tongue, but I hold it in my
I
mouth.
mean, it might spill over. So we're-
I am baffled right
all right. Well, save it for after the Underberg.
Oh my, you put it under your tongue?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's way easier because then all you have to wait for the liquid to come out. You got that perfect 45-degree angle,
Mhm.
and once you hear the glug stop, because you hear the little glug, glug,
Yeah.
glug,
Mm.
glug,
Yeah.
glug, and you just
What if
Put
somebody
that tongue
swallowed
down
a little
on the
glass
table?
bottle? What if he swallowed the bottle?
You should probably go to the emergency room.
Yeah, you should probably seek help.
call a vet tech.
Yeah.
Don't. Although if
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen Stranger Things.
So
Yes,
that certainly does make me feel a lot better after some of the beers that we just had. I still taste like the ghost pepper.
You
so,
know,
like-
it did kind of counteract the spiciness.
Yeah. And I feel a lot better. So I guess let's continue on this trend of drinking Urban Artifact for some reason.
Is there a one more?
There is, but we're
Two.
gonna yes, but then we're gonna go back to the other show.
Okay,
and tell.
let me. Okay.
What the other shit?
Yeah, the other show.
So we do have
Bravos. Why we didn't even bring them?
2 more beers from Urban Artifact.
Thank you, David, for all
Oh,
these beers from Urban
DC.
Artifact.
Everyone's pretty happy about this, including myself.
I'm just gonna do what I always do and just cuvee all of them at the end.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm just gonna get this one.
Are
out
you
of
the
way.
person that goes up to beer festivals at the end, to
Mm.
brewers
Hell
at the end,
no.
and you're like, "Can I drink your
No.
dump bucket?"
Like, what would you like? What do you got?
Is that what?
Oh.
People do that.
I've been there.
That
No,
makes
they
me
don't.
want.
Not personally,
don't.
but I've experienced
No, they
people
don't.
doing that.
yes,
No, they don't.
Yeah, they.
No, they
Someone
don't.
came up to Mike at Crap Bash.
I would rather that's gross. I would rather feed Roxy cat food.
Yeah.
That is saying a lot because I
Yeah.
have watched him gag doing that.
Yeah.
And he's not kidding when he full
I hate it.
gagging.
I hate I don't get Riley, my dog, wet dog food for that reason too. Like I think the smell is just abhorrent and like the sloshy
that was awful.
ness
I
out of
think
it.
her
It's
dry
gross.
You know what? No
Or
more wet
cat
food
food
for you,
tastes.
Michael. No more wet food.
I only eat wet
I was gonna say it's mostly just a beverage diet at this point. So what is this? Is we've got like a darker.
Yeah, so I'll say I've had this 4-pack before, and this one
Smells
is
Who's
awful.
driving me home?
kind
It smells like the last one, but somehow more like Robitussin.
It does smell like Robitussin.
You
This is really rough.
You guys,
I'm not hating.
you
Are
guys.
these
I
all-
love Robitussin.
These
You should see what I gave it on Untapped.
Is it like cactus?
Ooh, prickly pear?
Prickly pear.
That's not bad.
He opened his mouth, so yes.
no, but
Maybe like Flintstones.
I'm not even ready to try it.
Boysenberry.
Just-
Yeah.
that's the last cup.
Right?
You're one.
Doesn't it
Wait.
taste like a
No, I
Flintstone?
don't.
This tastes like
Flintstone
a
vitamin?
this
Is
tastes
this
like a
one?
It's
Yeah.
like
this
chalky
tastes like a
Flintstone vitamin.
no. It tastes like a
Oh, that does smell like more like Robitussin. Is it cherry?
Ooh, okay.
no.
So-
Hold on. Is this
Is Robitussin cherry?
is this THC?
Robitussin. Yeah. Robitussin.
This tastes like a gummy.
Oh, it does.
This tastes like a gummy.
Okay, all right, we're on the right path. I've had this
Yeah.
4-pack.
It does taste like a Flintstone vitamin.
Yep. Oh, this
10
I've had-
million strong and drinking.
All right.
Remember that?
So
Flintstone vitamin?
so David, what's on the
Me?
label?
Am I the only boomer here? All right.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so the full
What year is
transparency,
the
I've had
famous
this
art?
4-pack before. This was actually my favorite of the 4.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. This
Do any of these have styles, or are they just like a vibe?
Just
Okay,
vibe.
they're just vibing. Okay,
You know?
I got it. I
Read us
understand. Yes,
read
let
us the description.
Yeah, read us the description, David.
I've been trying to do that for like 2 minutes.
Sorry.
So,
This is team We don't want your shit over here on this side of the table.
Yeah, that's fine. So this is blueberry, grape, and terpenes. This is also a Midwest brew tart.
Great.
So this is an ale with blueberry, grape, Northern Lights, and Trainwreck terpenes.
Northern Lights.
That's
As in-
that's weed.
Weed.
Am I on drugs now?
Weed.
I don't
Yes.
think so.
You will
Thank
not
God.
pass a drug test.
Thank
So
God.
when I said that I taste gummies, that's for a reason.
Yeah.
Huh.
That makes a lot of sense.
And if you were to say grape, to me it tastes more kind of like grape
Wow.
like flavoring.
Concord grape.
Yeah.
But I love this because like some terpene beers get increasingly
Like bong water?
they get really bitter.
Bong water.
Really like
You know what? I
Yeah.
can taste the terpene kind of like hempiness underneath that now.
yeah, this is honestly the best terpene beer I've had in a long time.
If you like grapes.
I'm not even sure I've ever had a grape beer.
A grape
I
beer?
don't think
I don't like grape.
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 You like grapes?
A grape.
Grape.
Oh, now that you're pronouncing it
Grape.
correctly, I
Grape.
understand.
Grape.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, you gotta
Sorry.
roll your R's.
Yeah.
Grape.
Uneducated
Oh.
over here.
Anyway, we're not sure why we're drinking so many Urban Artifact weird beers in today's
we're
episode.
sure. We already talked about it.
I don't mind it. It was very offensive at first.
You're offensive at
I don't understand what that weird like chalkiness at the like it literally tastes like a Flintstone vitamin. If somebody would just melt down a Flintstone vitamin and then add like it's what it tastes like.
That is what I got.
Are you saying Flintstone Chiffon is going to be the next?
Definitely
uh,
not.
thing?
Definitely
Yeah.
not.
We're just
What
actually gonna dump a bunch of Flintstone vitamins in the
Yeah.
mash.
Yeah, what if we provide the vitamins?
Yes, yes. We'll dump them in the boil so that we can really extract all of the vitamins and minerals.
Yeah.
The vitamins and the,
The
minerals.
vitamins.
No hangover.
At what point
Taking vitamins,
is
drinking?
it poisonous?
Vitamin chiffon.
What do we cook
Vitamin chiffon.
the vitamins out?
It's
we'll be
going
fine.
to cook out in the boil.
Well, also vitamins, like you could take you could have 500% of your vitamin intake in a day, and like
Let's
your
just
body
say
can only take
we're
so
not
much,
medical
and your body can
scientists.
only
We're
take
not
so
scientists.
much.
It's only- it's
I'm
gonna
gonna email
excrete
Fauci.
it.
Yeah,
We're just
yeah,
pee it out.
I'm
That's what the
I'm
point
emailing
is.
Fauci tonight. We'll
Taking
ask
a bunch
Fauci what he
of-
thinks.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
I get
is this the last one of the four?
No, there's 4 more.
What? No, there's not 4 more.
Is the next one also pink?
Well.
So yes.
Well.
The answer is
Well,
yes.
I think we should do the
Ayo.
next show and tell segment.
If anyone is
No,
watching on
we'll do that last.
Patreon,
I'll need it last.
Alex has a Girlwood shirt of a young lady.
A nun, specifically?
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah.
Yes. What,
Actually,
what is going on with those nipples?
Only
You know,
the best.
Normal stuff.
that...
We're women positive,
Mhm.
so
I have
any
nipples,
boobs are
too.
any boobs are good
I
boobs.
have nipples
you know?
too. It's fine.
We're nipple positive,
We're
right?
nipple positive.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I need something not.
I like
sweet.
Girlwood. Big fan.
What is? I'm ignorant.
It's
What
a
is-
band. We actually
Girlwood
just
is
talked about this in
a
the car on the way here.
band. They're kind of they started out very like Louisville show scene, like underground
They
basement
played at Fort
band.
Castle a few years ago, didn't
Yes,
they? Yeah, I
and
was
then
there for
they
that.
blew up a couple years ago, and like they actually blew up a lot because of TikTok. But yeah, they've actually
Much like Jack Harlow.
blown up
Mhm.
significantly.
Hot
And
take.
I used to see them at like literal like people's houses in their basements, and then now they're like have like millions of listeners on
Hell
Spotify
yeah.
and
Not
like
peak.
played at Forecastle
We're
and
red.
like so. Anyway,
This
big
smells
fan
hot.
of the Girlwood.
This is hot.
Well, we need to check
Is
the
this hot?
music.
Is this hot?
Is it hot?
Is
All
it
right,
hot?
we have yet another Urban Artifact beer to drink. Why are we doing this?
Wow.
Why are we just drinking Urban Artifact
This
beers
is a
for 8
spice.
hours?
Is this hot? It's hot.
It's gonna be
It's
spicy.
hot.
Oh, it smells hot.
It smells hot.
It smells hot.
All right, let's
the
try
last
this.
one didn't.
We can't sit here for
Spicy
8 more
pickle.
hours and just drink Urban Artifact beers.
I mean-
Until I'm out of Urban Artifact
I
beers,
really
you,
like this
you shut
one.
the fuck up, okay?
Jesus.
Oh, what is going on
What
here?
is that?
It smells like
Is this like the?
underneath
It's
my
not-
washing
it's-
machine.
It's not hot.
It's like the juice.
Oh,
It's not
it's so
hot. It's not hot.
It's like the juice after like that's left of the salsa bowl, and like you can't actually
Dang,
get anything
I
with
I
it.
nailed
really
it.
thought that I was gonna like it.
Nailed it. It's like leftover pineapple salsa.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like that's sat out. But why is it not hot?
It's an Urban Artifact.
It smells
It's
hot.
what you found in a Mexican restaurant.
What?
So
Can I
we're,
taste
so we're
a little
on.
more of that, please?
Certainly.
Alex needs
But
another hit.
Yeah, this is odd.
Thank you.
This is the worst podcast content of all. This
Hey, John,
this whole
thank you.
scheme.
Hey, John, why don't you just
You're not
don't?
the host.
talk about that.
If you guys want me to be the host, go on Patreon and just go to the John should be the host every episode category. I'll keep things moving for you guys.
What is my chair is so squeaky.
Funny you should ask. Funny you should ask about squeaky chairs because that's part of our Patreon. Follow us on patreon.com/Kentucky Commons, KY Commons.
I'm not even moving, and it's just I can't because the
You
floor's
literally
not
can't.
even. It
No,
just
you
can't.
can't.
I
You have
feel
so
bad.
many complaints about this.
So sorry.
Tell us about this beer.
I will tell you about the final Urban Artifact beer that we're having today. And John was right with a little bit of the South American vibe. This is
I'll show it too.
I stole it from Michael.
Also,
Just saying.
give credit where credit's due. Saturday.
Okay, and I got a mosquito bite yesterday, so
Dude,
talk about it.
Oh
First
my
one of the
God,
season.
yeah.
Those motherfuckers.
But this is a strawberry gazpacho beer.
All right, I can dig that vibe.
Strawberries?
So the reason that you
Are
thought
they
it
old
was
strawberries?
hot, well, I can't attest to the age.
I can get a little strawberry in there.
But what I can say is
If I
that
go
they,
looking.
they did use strawberry. They used a roasted red pepper, which is probably why you thought it was gonna be a little spicy boy.
Oh,
Mhm.
I don't
And-
taste it, but I smell it.
Mhm.
Garlic.
That little capsaicin.
Garlic.
Yeah, I get the garlic in it immediately.
I did too,
Yeah.
especially on like the back of the
I
palate.
don't. I miss
Garlic,
that.
black peppercorn,
I'm
and
a
vanilla
garlic
bean.
girl.
Vanilla bean.
Vanilla bean.
I don't
Yeah.
get vanilla at all.
Yeah. Well, good
Alright,
on them
so,
for putting garlic in beer.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Nobody
Very
asked for that.
It
but
also doesn't. It's not hot.
No.
What's
Because it's
my
No,
red
red-
pepper.
Red pepper's
Red
not.
Red pepper's not really hot.
That's
Yeah.
what you put on
Red
your
pepper,
like
yeah.
slice of pizza.
Yeah.
It's not-
So all the urban artifact beers that we just tried, are these? Do we know if they're just sold as singles at the brewery? Can I just like pick and choose random ones?
Oh,
on
I
my
hope
next
so.
visit?
Oh, I hope so.
No, this is actually one big ad to join their small batch club.
Oh, okay.
Wait, do they have a small
They have
batch
a
club?
club.
That's where you get these.
Oh.
I said
That's
that at
cool.
the
We should do
beginning.
I wasn't listening.
Wait, but this is literally not an ad. We did not get paid to suffer through this.
No, but that's part of the
gimmick?
bit. So
Okay.
Part of the
That's
fun.
for the podcast.
It's part of the fun.
Well, I hope. Are you entertained?
Yes, obviously.
No.
Wow, that was
I'm with you.
special. Thanks for sharing all those beers.
Yes.
Thank you
Yes.
a lot.
Thank you, Beer Daddy. Yes.
Urban
Round
Artifacts,
of applause.
Cincinnati. Very good. Have y'all ever been there before?
Urban
Yeah.
Artifact is great.
It's a really neat spot. Old church. Their event space is like actually in the sanctuary itself.
The rectory of the church, yeah, underneath.
Well, that's where the
Holy.
taproom is.
Oh yeah.
But the event space is the old sanctuary.
Every time I go there, and it's an event because I'm at Urban Artifact. So
You also just wanted to say rectory, which I completely understand.
I need
If
some
y'all had to rank these four, how would you do it?
Pickle number one, everything else
Pickle
we give, who
numero
cares?
uno, yeah.
Who cares? Pickle.
Alex?
You know, can I see them all?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, she wants to.
You want to do a
I
kill
just
shot for
wanna refresh-
Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We
You're
had 5 of
trying
them.
to get a kill
We had
shot.
5, not 4.
Yeah, I want to refresh my noggin.
everything you don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's gonna put it in
So-
order. Anybody else want Mexican lager?
Hell yeah.
Kill your yeah.
Hell yeah.
This is the one that tasted like
Oh, I already poured you one.
Which one's that?
Oh.
Flintstones, I think.
There's
Blackberry ginger fizz. That's the one. Oh no, that's the one that tasted like wine. Okay.
Yes, that was
Yeah, the
the
fizz was
very
the one.
very-
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
Not good.
Do you shake everything?
As a brewer, when you taste beers like this, are you like, I'm impressed, or are you like, you're lazy? I'll tell you what I think if you wanted to get off the hook.
No, John.
You can tell me what you think.
It's lazy. It's kind of lazy just to kind of just dump stuff into things. I don't know.
I mean, from a us point of view.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I'm speaking for Alex. You don't. It's puree. It's expensive.
That's true.
Also, I'll say all these beers are named with an intention
And
of
you
what they
don't-
were trying to accomplish.
And you
So
don't
it's not
wanna,
lazy. There was
and you
an
don't want
inspiration
to
behind it.
waste, not want not. You know what I mean?
That's true.
It sucks when you have to. It sucks not only when you have to dump shit just because you had nothing to put it in.
So
You
this
also got to
brings.
think about like what, because I mean, yes, there is a level of laziness to it. Obviously,
Lazy is probably the wrong word.
I don't think so.
Yeah, let me go. Let me refine
Fuck
it.
them bitches.
It's more like
no.
it's-
I love Urban Artifact.
Everybody tweet.
If I go to the club,
Uh-huh.
and if I just
The
go there as
club?
myself, wearing my normal clothes, like pocket protector.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm just looking nerdy. I'm
Yeah,
hanging
yeah.
out. I'm like, hello, young lady. Would you like to
Yeah,
have a
definitely,
conversation?
yeah.
Hello, young man. Let's
Mhm,
make friends.
Is this
Or if
the
I go out-
1930s?
Yeah. It's the 1930s. Or if I go out wearing like a big like peacock feathered hat, I'm like,
Spicy key
walking
lime was
into the
number
club. Do you understand the metaphor that I'm
No.
making here?
No.
Is this beer like what is that thing in the pickup artist like pickup thing? Peacock? Is it like showing off just to
You're
attract
peacocking.
attention? Yeah, peacocking.
Oh.
Is that what this is? You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from. I guess it's probably partially that. Like you're trying to put out something that's like, this is different, this is new, interesting, might attract some people, you know.
Just like a peacock.
Just like a peacock, right? But I don't know. I think that there also is like an aspect. It's
What
like
is
it's kind
happening
of
right
like a combination of like slight laziness because you're like I'm kind of working with what I got,
Mm-hmm.
but also there
That's
is
true.
some sort
You're
of
right.
like innovation, right? Like you're like
I'm working
this
with
is
what I
I
got.
got because I don't want to figure out getting something else.
Yeah.
But you also have to think like with what I have and the amounts that I have, what's actually going to go well together.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, like a certain level of thought put into it.
You're like, I have a little bit of garlic laying around.
Yeah, you know, like it's
Yeah.
innovative. It's innovate. Like laziness breeds the best innovation. Honestly, like people that are lazy come up with the most ridiculous things to save them time. And
I think
save
that was
them
Bill.
effort.
I'm not
That's
joking.
a Microsoft thing.
Bill
It's
Gates,
like,
that was
I would
his
hire
hiring philosophy.
lazy people
Yeah,
before I
it's efficient.
hire hardworking people
Yeah.
because they're
Yeah.
going to find out the laziest way to do
To
it.
do
Exactly.
most
Yeah,
efficient
yeah,
way.
yeah.
So Akasha is Microsoft. It's kind of what
Same,
the
same,
conclusion
same,
of this
same.
Except
podcast.
I
Same,
don't
same.
know how to work a computer barely.
Well,
so.
neither does Bill Gates.
I've
Cool.
Let's be
never
honest.
worked a computer.
Yeah, our boss drives a Tesla. You know, it's fine.
You know, it's cool. I mean, nobody else is doing this
Yeah.
in the area, in the region. And if Urban Artifact wants to like be that
Let it
brewery,
rip.
go for it.
Well, this is how I rated them.
All right.
Spicy key lime.
Number
Let me jump in at the
one-
beginning and
John?
say Liz just cracked this Mexican lager from Akasha.
Actually,
Banger.
Who
Somebody cracked it.
I poured some of it.
I
Akasha's
didn't
Mexican
crack
lager, clean,
Someone cracked
Mexican
it.
lagery, crisp, delightful.
Very good.
It
Now
was
for the
good.
big
Cool.
reveal.
Thanks. So I would say coming in, should I start with last?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So last.
This is your real glass half full person.
I liked the thought process there.
So starting with one that wasn't my favorite, would be the strawberry gazpacho one.
I'm right there with
Um,
you.
There was garlic.
That was the garlic.
Yes, that was the garlic one. That
Red
one had
pepper.
a very like, I don't know, something a little
It's
about
too
it
much.
that just didn't sit right with me. I appreciate the
What about the
sentiment
brewery had garlic in
with the amount of flavors that went into it, you know. So like, you know, strong start. Not my favorite. Next one would be the Blackberry Ginger Fizz.
I'm right there with you so far.
That one was the one, like, for me, whenever I first tasted it, I was like, this is like red wine, sangria, whatever.
Sangria,
Yeah. And then the pickle, and then
I'm going to
for-
strongly disagree at this point,
Okay,
but you know.
my bad.
John,
Nobody asked you.
Pickle!
Well, hey, come on. I'm the
Pickle
Academy.
was only trace.
Yeah, pickle was
You're-
trace. Porque pickle is not like... It's not like my favorite thing, but also like if I'm gonna have pickle, it's gonna be spicy, and it wasn't spicy, but it was
Yeah.
good for what it was.
Hell yeah.
It was more
Yeah.
bread and butter kind
Mhm.
of guy.
Yeah.
Tied for first for me was the spicy key lime, and then the blueberry grape terpene.
All right. For first. Okay.
Tied for
Tied.
first. Okay.
Tied for first, yeah.
What'd you like about those?
This was the one that was this the one that tasted? Yeah, this is the one that was burnt our throats.
Yes.
but didn't
Um,
smell hot.
I really was like, I don't think I would ever drink it again, but like, I was really impressed with the level of key lime and the level of spice and how they kind of balanced each other out pretty well. And then I really liked the terpene one, the blueberry grape terpene, because I like the way terpenes taste.
Yeah, they did blend that in well.
They
Out
do.
of all those that you've just tasted, which
Mhm.
one would inspire you the most to make something similar?
Honestly,
Not like ingredient for ingredient, but just like
Do you have a?
I think Liz has a preference.
Liz has a
preference.
I
Yeah.
love pickle. I love pickle.
I'm
Well,
right
we're
there.
already
I'm with
wanting to
you.
do
I
a
know.
spicy pickle. However, the strawberry gazpacho one is the one that inspires me because that's the one that has like the garlic and the red pepper and the black pepper and like that's weird.
It's weird.
That's weird. So now
Yeah.
I want to make something that has all these like savory and sweet aspects and make it like good. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Some people may really like this, and that's really cool, but I don't.
It's rad.
But that's honestly the one that kind of inspired me the most.
All right. So
Liz-
Liz and I are in the pickle gang.
So Liz,
Anybody else pickle gang?
what? How would you reorder that, if at all? Is that? Do you agree with Alex on that rating?
I
Do that for you.
that's fair.
Pickle's number one.
Pickle always number one. Even though it is more of a bread and butter vibe, it's still very good. I also really like this spicy key lime. All of these, okay, these are what I categorize as thrill-seeking beers.
Yes.
Where this is a perfect time in which to try these. Like I understand why you like kept hanging on to these until you could like just have sips with your friends. Because this is that, you know?
Yeah.
Like this is those kind of beers. I didn't really like the grape, but I would switch the strawberry one. I didn't like the
Oh.
blueberry grape.
Wait, so strawberry is
All right.
second
Yeah.
or third?
Third,
Yeah.
yeah.
That you said tasted like pineapple salsa.
It does taste like pineapple salsa, but I also am a big fan of pineapple salsa.
Yeah.
I don't like grapes in beers. I don't think. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just never really had
think
grapes
this
in
is
beers,
the
and this is the one that
first one.
tasted like a Flintstone vitamin, right?
This is the one that tastes like.
Oh, then Jacob. Okay, now there we go.
To be fair, all this kind of just like started bleeding together
They
for me
did.
too.
They did,
Yeah. The one that tasted like a
I
Flintstone vitamin.
I
couldn't-
concur with this lineup.
Yeah, I couldn't get behind the. It had like a weird chalky consistency,
It's too much.
like you,
It's like, what are you doing? Did you taste this
like my
before you sent it out into the world?
Yeah, but nothing that is here other than the pickle. I could drink an entire can of.
I could, I'm there with you.
Yeah.
The Christmas pickle, I could drink the entire can of. I know that because I have more than once. I do like that beer.
Yeah.
That being said, out of the things that I've tried tonight that are my favorite, the spicy key lime is the thing that interests me the most.
I think it's rad they made this and it doesn't smell fucking hot because I
I had no idea.
No.
Yeah.
We all, I feel like, took a drink of it and did not realize that it was going to fucking burn our throats.
Yeah.
So if there's any beer brewers or beer makers out there in the audience,
Because this
What's the
one, the
lesson?
strawberry
Gazpacho?
Gazpacho, it smells fucking hot, even though it's not hot.
Yeah.
that's probably like, yeah,
It's just red pepper.
yeah, exactly.
A tale of two spices. I don't know. I don't know where it's going with that. Cool. Neat.
Do you innovate? Do you play it safe? Do you make lagers? Do you make gazpacho beers? How do you find the balance? How do you give people a little bit of everything all the time? What is that song? A bit of everything.
What
all
Louisville
the
needs is
Huh.
more spicy key lime.
Loggers.
time. More, yeah.
Loggers.
Yeah.
Spicy key lime and
Loggers?
then loggers.
Yeah, and then
So
lagers,
lagers.
obviously.
Ah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think there's a time and a place like for these kind of things, but this is the kind of things that people like get in flights and they just expect to not like it, and it's an off chance if they do like it. So from like a business standpoint, I don't know.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they have to make a lot more than just these cans, though. To
Mhm.
get, so, like, they're put in some resources, some ingredients, but you know, it's they're using what they have.
Yeah.
So that takes us into the perfect time for our very last show and tell as we kind of wrap things up here. I'm gonna be really excited about this particular beverage that Alex brought because it's gonna be a little bit refreshing for us and gonna be a palate cleanser.
The
So,
DC.
Alex, what did you bring?
So something that I brought that holds a near and dear spot in my heart would be this crisp, thirst quenching Diet Coke.
Amen.
First time we've had a soda on the
that crack?
podcast,
You
I
hear
think.
that?
So let's
Yeah,
let's all.
nice.
That's the aspartame.
Let me. I can smell the cancer chemicals.
I love
That is
a good
awesome.
Diet Coke. I don't do
Yeah.
too much soda anymore,
Want
but
to just pass me?
Yeah,
some?
I guess that makes
we'll
more
just
sense.
pass you the cups. Alex is an ex-Mormon, so she feels very strongly about Diet Coke.
I
Please
was not.
explain that connection.
Yeah, that.
I don't
What?
understand that connection.
She did.
Were those
leave
mentioned in tablets of
the,
Joseph
She
Smith?
did leave
They
the milk
were.
at
Really?
home so that it doesn't curdle.
He was like Diet Coke?
Diet Coke was not actually written
That's
in the
yours,
Doctrine
babe.
and Covenants, which is why you can have that. I'll drink the rest of the can. which is why you can drink Diet Coke as a Mormon, is because it was not explicitly written.
Oh, so
in
it's like
the
kosher.
Doctrine and Covenants, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool,
So-
cool.
Can anyone give us some tasting notes on this?
Yeah, so
You know okay.
you start out with, it's going to smell, getting like a nice artificial sweetness.
Do you all know the history of like Coca-Cola and cola?
Yeah, we don't have to get into that though.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
We don't.
So that's what I'm getting just like immediately on the front end. My mouth is already salivating because I know what I'm about to drink.
Yeah, dude. I'm right there with you.
So I'm trying to be like really serious right now.
That was not a serious question.
First sip. God, you know, it's really good.
First sip.
However, my one complaint is that it would be colder.
It could be cold.
Yeah, but come on. What does it taste like? Sometimes warm brings out more flavors.
Mhm.
That you do that
No,
in the
that's
wine
true.
tasting
Does
community.
anybody like Diet Coke? Really?
Oh fuck yeah, dude! I'll drink Diet Coke.
I used to. I
I've
don't.
never seen you drink Diet Coke.
Get-
I don't drink it, but I like it.
I used to get really big into Diet Coke. I just
Yeah.
get it every.
What does
every
it taste like
Mhm.
other than
high
Diet
carbonation. High carbonation. Love the high carbonation levels. So I don't know if
That's
you guys
not
are
for
familiar
me.
with the aspartame flavor.
Mhm.
That is definitely very prevalent. We love the artificial sweetness.
Coke? Hot take
There
for me.
is
I
some
like
slight-
Diet Coke more than regular Coke.
Me too.
Yeah.
There is some slight, almost like caramely tones.
Yes.
But like very back end.
Sound
Like it's
just
very like artificial sweetener, high carbonation, artificial sweetener, caramel. That's how I would
caramel.
describe it.
Caramel.
There's some vanilla. I think I get some vanilla. Too.
Definitely.
Some slight vanilla. Picking up some vanilla notes.
Yeah, some vanilla notes. You know, some.
Is it barrel aged?
Is it barely?
It's not barrel aged Coca Cola. You know what Coca Cola makes though? Topo Chico, and Topo Chico hard seltzers
they
are
really?
Do
amazing.
they really?
Well, they
Yeah,
don't
that's
them.
make it, but it's all
Well, it's
made
owned
by
by
the
them.
same. Yeah, it's
They
all
own it.
owned by
I've
the
not
same
had
team.
those yet.
Oh, they're
conglomerate.
yeah. If
Yeah.
you're looking for something new, this episode's not sponsored by Topo
Topo
Chico.
Chico.
It's not
Seltzer,
sponsored
but
by
I do
it.
want it.
Or Urban Artifacts.
Or Urban Artifacts.
It's sponsored by
So,
you.
well,
Thank you all.
guys. Thanks so much for sharing all the beers tonight with us. We know it was a wild ride. Thank you for the Diet Coke.
I'm just gonna have to say, as a thing for anybody, Diet Coke. Go out there and try some Diet Coke, guys.
That's true.
And thank you for the Diet Coke palate cleanser.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you,
Moore,
Liv, for the Diet Coke.
guiding us through this podcast. We
Yeah.
really appreciate you guys having us on.
Absolutely.
It's a good time.
It's really good that Michael's the host.
Do you have anything to plug? Like what's going on at Akasha this next couple of weeks that you want people to know
Well,
about?
June 1st, Kentucky's birthday.
Hell yeah.
B-Day.
Bird
Day.
Pull up. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a couple beers being released. Also, June is Pride Month, and in order to be, inclusive and celebratory of the month, we are gonna be having a rainbow goza release. So a different flavor of goza to correlate with each color on the Pride flag.
Oh, that's rad.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So that will also be coming out in June. So
Okay.
Yeah.
those are
awesome.
the fun things coming up.
All right, guys.
We do
I'll
have
shout out
those.
Akasha Brewing Company. If you guys are in Louisville, as just beer aficionados, or if you guys are in Louisville visiting, is Akasha the kind of hidden secret a la Burial in Asheville 10 years ago? Yes. Go to Akasha. Drink the beer. Hang out with the staff. You will not regret it. And if you do, get it into bird.
Just in general.
Yeah.
I'll do my
Thanks, everybody.